Right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught me this truth. And a sincere peace, blessings, and salutations to you, Akim, across the four corners of the earth that are pushing this knowledge and truth and this sincerity. All right, this is the Brother Barzal from the GMS Arizona camp. And I'm going to go into a quick lesson. This is just going to be a quick news update. Just going into prophecy. All right, because we see that, we're in a time of war based on all the news that's coming out of Russia and the Ukraine and the tensions that are building in that area, all right, between Russia, NATO, and the EU. Okay, we're really seeing the tensions build up to the point where we're heading in the direction of an all-out war. All right, we know as men of understanding that there's still prophecies that we're waiting to come to pass prior to World War III breaking all the way out, which is primarily the MOTB that's spoken about in Revelations, the 13th chapter. But as we see moves being made, not only for the MOTB to come to pass, but we're seeing the build up to the prophecy of the third woe, okay? Because Russia, the ancient Medes, all right, Gog and Magog, in the scriptures, we know that the prophecy says that they're going to be a major player in that third world's war, and that the Lord is going to put hooks into their jaws, all right, and they're going to be at the head of the opposing countries that's going to bring America down to its knees. All right. So anyway, jumping into the scriptures, this is Ecclesiastes 3. Let me see. It says, verse 1, it says, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather together stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak." And there's a lot to be said, about what's spoken about in these scriptures, because a lot of Israel, okay, a lot of our people consisting of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all right, and those through the spirit who can hear, all right, and his word resonates with their spirit. You don't have that discernment that you need to have to know what time we're in. And especially men that are preaching this truth, okay, that call themselves to be teachers, they don't have an understanding whatsoever. Just like those old scribes and Pharisees, man, that can discern, the face of the weather. I can't remember how exactly that scripture goes, but they can't discern the signs of the times. I ain't even gonna get into it, but it's too much bullshit going on in Israel, okay, amongst the leadership of these other groups, where they are proving that they have zero spiritual discernment whatsoever, doing things that are not profitable in the times that we're in. It's only profitable to themselves, all right? So anyway, back in verse 7, it says, "A time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak." Here's the point. A time to love and a time to hate. Yes, the scriptures say that there is a time to hate. All right, it ain't all love, what the majority of you people think out there in the world. It's not all love. There is a time to hate. and a time of war, right? And a time of peace. So we are living in a time of war, okay? We are living in a time of war. We're living in a time that final prophecies are going to come to pass, all right? Pursuant to Habakkuk 2, it says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry. We're seeing these prophecies come to pass and play out. So, I mean, all kinds of news coming out of that area, okay, between Russia, Ukraine. It says Putin orders peacekeeping operation in Ukraine's breakaway regions. You know, so Putin signed. Here, we'll just pull the article. It says, in the latest development out of Donbass, Reuters reports under its new agreement with separatist leaders, Russia has a right to build and establish military bases in eastern Ukraine. So Russia has officially acknowledged the Donbass, and there's another region, as their own sovereign breakaway regions. Okay. It says, and now what he's doing is he's bringing in troops now into those certain breakaway regions of Ukraine, all right, as peacekeeping forces. So now we got boots on the ground, all right. It says here on the update, it appears the boots are about to hit the ground. According to various media outlets, Putin has ordered the Russian military to secure the peace in eastern Ukraine's breakaway regions of Donetsk and Lugansk. So here it is. It says the Russian president officially signed a decree recognizing the independence of two breakaway regions earlier on Monday. He has instructed Russian Defense Ministry to send peacekeepers into Donbass, while telling the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to establish diplomatic relations with both Donetsk and Lugansk People's Republic. So Putin ain't having it, Ukraine becoming a part of NATO, all right, and have NATO right on his fucking doorstep. You know, he sees that as a threat to his country. And what he's doing is setting himself up, all right, to be in a position to fight back, you know, if that were to happen. And the U.S. sees this as Russia overstepping his boundaries. They're getting ready to cut Russia off from the world financial system, all right? And that's just going to cause more conflict, more tension, and more buildup towards an actual gunfight, all right? You see, the markets is reacting to it. And we're continuing to see this buildup over there in that area. It says Europe, U.S. preparing to impose sanctions on Russia. There was another headline from earlier today saying that they were going to cut Russia off from the financial system. But there's this news hitting the press, you know, every few minutes, boom, 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 about what's going down over there in Russia right now, okay, behind this conflict. See, UN chief assesses Russia's move to recognize Donbass republics. U.S. evacuating Ukraine embassy staff out of country. Now these are moves you make when the thing is getting ready to go hot. Now we know the mark of the beast has to come before World War III fully sets in. So how close is that MOTB? You know, and Lord willing, this video won't get taken down from me actually saying it. You know, it says France responds to Russia's Donbass recognition. Zelensky speaks with Biden and Johnson after Russia recognizes Donbass. Russia could be cut off from world financial system, media. All kinds of news is coming, man. You know, all kind of uproars. So yeah, hey, biblical prophecy is indeed, all right, playing out before our very eyes, and it's beautiful to see. All right, we're living in a time of war, you know, so now more so than ever, is very important to get your life right and get right with your Habashim Yahushai, because time is running short. You know, this the MOTB hit, this thing goes hot, and then we got all out hell, man. This could lead to a cyber attack on America, cripple the entire economy, financial system, and then you got pure chaos out here in the streets. And then now you need the covering your Habashim Yahushai to make it through. This is Matthew 24:5. It says, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." All right. "See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." All right. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. So we're stepping into the beginning of sorrows as we see these tensions rise up over there in that Russia-Ukraine area. All right. Western, the eastern part of Europe. Okay. And in Asia, because they're making some real heavy moves right now, man, to let you know that something's coming. Okay, to let you know that something coming. So our people, it's time to wake up. It's now or never. You know, because if you don't take heed now and get right with your Habashim Yahushai now, those doors of mercy are going to be closed, and you're just going to have to deal with the judgment, which is ultimately going to be thermonuclear fire. All right. This is Romans 13:11. It says, "And that knowing the time," you got to understand what time we're in. I read it already in Ecclesiastes. We're in a time of war. All right. We're living in a time of the end. This is it. We're very close to the return of who the world inwardly calls Jesus, which in the Hebrew his name is Yahushai. That's the name you ought to call on, Yahushai. We're living in the time of our Savior returning, of the second coming, of the deliverance. And only those that believe in Yahabashim Yahushai and repented have a chance at salvation, have been delivered from the destruction that's prophesied to come, where the Lord is going to wipe America out with 200 million, nuclear warheads. And any wicked of our people, any non-believers, you're going to be melted in that fire. So when you see this war rhetoric, you need to be thinking about that. It's all building up to that moment. Romans 13:11, "And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed." Our salvation is very near. All right. It's very, very near. So, you got to move with a sense of urgency. Don't put the Lord off from day to day. All right. Otherwise, he's going to catch you as a thief. So, we're going to keep our eye on what's going on out there. We're going to keep our eye on events that take place and unfold in the world, and be prepared spiritually and mentally for what's to come. Because if we this close to things getting hot with major players in prophecy when it comes to this third world war, then we know the MOTB is very close as well. So all that needs to happen is a world event, and boom, we're right there. So brothers, stay circumspect. You Israelites out there, man, keep pushing, keep striving, keep believing in your Habashim Yahushai, and keep the faith. With that, I'm going to say shalom.